Danny, I'll say this. I'm at least interested in a big matchup outside the numbers.
I'm very proud of trying something really unique and doing it in this city. And there are so many people that help to get this thing going.
The Kelce storyline is officially running on chaos, strategy, and just a little bit of mystery, and fans are eating up every second of it. First up, Jason Kelce is back in the hot seat as fans loudly debate whether ESPN should finally move on after his late-night TV chapter fizzles out. And then, Wedding Watch kicks into gear with Kylie Kelsey casually swerving questions about Travis and Taylor's timeline like a seasoned pro.
Do we think there's a wedding this year?
Oh, I don't know.
And then things escalate, with insiders revealing the couple's wedding planning is locked down with military-level precision and serious security.
Who invited you to her wedding?
I can say nothing.
That means it's happening.
I've signed so many NDAs.
And finally, Kylie's calm, tactical media approach steals the spotlight as her famously blunt personality clashes with her intentional silence.
You're not going to lie.
Yes.
I know.
Not gonna lie.
I know you're not going to get yourself in trouble
Never.
either.
What started as a bold, let's see if this works media move has now turned into a loud, opinion-heavy debate where fans, critics, and casual viewers are all talking at once, mostly with memes, sarcasm, and zero chill. One thing's clear right away, nobody is feeling neutral about Jason Kelce anymore. Back in January 2025, ESPN decided to lean all the way in and launched a late-night sports talk show built entirely around Kelce's personality. The pitch was simple and honestly kind of genius on paper. Take a recently retired NFL legend, toss in his oversized charm, self-deprecating humor, and locker room storytelling, and boom, instant late-night magic.
There we go. Well, that is an entrance.
ESPN clearly believed Kelce's energy could carry a show long after the final whistle of his playing career. But the moment the show hit screens, some fans weren't exactly standing up and clapping. A lot of viewers were already side-eyeing the decision, mostly because Kelce was already front and center on Monday Night Countdown. For them, it felt less like a fresh idea and more like Kelce overload. Behind the scenes, insiders say the show wasn't a disaster, but it also wasn't setting timelines on fire. It landed somewhere in that awkward middle zone where people watch it, talk about it, and then immediately argue about whether it should exist at all. Then came the quiet bombshell. Sources reveal that there won't be a second season, and surprisingly, this wasn't ESPN pulling the plug. The decision reportedly came straight from Kelce himself. Instead of locking into another late-night run, he chose to step away and explore other opportunities during the off-season, basically saying he wanted flexibility rather than another fixed TV commitment.
I'm very proud of trying something really unique and doing it in this city. And there are so many people that help to get this thing going. NFL Films, ESPN, Lily and the director. There's too many people to thank. It has been so incredibly awesome to pull this thing off.
ESPN, according to those close to the situation, was totally fine continuing the show and still wants to work with him on other projects down the line. But while executives stayed calm, the fans did not. Online reactions have been blunt, savage, and very on-brand for sports social media. A loud segment of fans is basically saying the cancellation was inevitable, arguing that late-night TV and hardcore ESPN viewers were never a perfect match for Kelce's style. Others are claiming his popularity peaked during the Super Bowl run, retirement buzz, and the constant spotlight around his family, and now the hype has cooled off. Some commenters even joked that Kelce perfectly timed his media run, squeezed every dollar out of his 15 minutes, and exited just before the audience got completely tired of him. And then there's the harsher crowd. Social media has been flooded with posts suggesting viewers are simply over the Kelce era altogether. Not just late-night Kelce, but countdown Kelce too. Some fans openly say they wouldn't mind seeing him step away from ESPN entirely, while others lump the whole Kelce family into the conversation, claiming they've had enough of seeing them everywhere, all the time, on every screen. It's the classic sports cycle. Once someone becomes unavoidable, backlash isn't far behind. Still, insiders hint that Kelce isn't exactly on thin ice at ESPN. He's still under contract, still has name recognition, and still generates reactions, whether positive or negative. And in media, reactions equal relevance. Whether he reinvents himself, scales back, or pops up in unexpected roles, the noise around him proves one thing. People may complain loudly, but they're still watching, still commenting, and still arguing, and that means the Jason Kelce conversation is far from over. Another Kelce-flavored topic that has fans leaning in, grabbing popcorn and pretending they're not desperate for details, enter Kylie Kelsey, who has now officially mastered the art of saying absolutely nothing while somehow saying everything at the same time. Kylie recently popped up on morning television looking calm, cheerful, and very aware that she was walking into a conversational minefield labeled, "So about that wedding." Insiders say the vibe was friendly, light, and just chaotic enough to make it clear she knew exactly what was coming. As the conversation shifted toward Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's upcoming nuptials, Kylie's excitement was obvious. She wasn't stiff, she wasn't awkward, and she definitely wasn't annoyed. She was glowing in that way that says, yes, something big is happening, and yes, I'm thrilled about it.
Do we think there's a wedding this year?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. Do you really not know?
I have no idea.
But when it came to timelines, absolutely not. Brick wall, vault sealed, password forgotten on purpose. Sources describe Kylie's response as the verbal equivalent of smiling while slowly backing away. She made it clear she was pumped to celebrate, thrilled for Travis, and fully on board for whatever wedding chaos was coming down the line.
We're so excited to celebrate, though.
I know, of course.
We can't wait.
We all are, yeah.
But the moment the question drifted toward whether this thing is happening anytime soon, she leaned hard into the "I genuinely have no idea" lane. And honestly, she sold it well. No stuttering, no nervous laughter, just a confident shrug wrapped in a grin that screamed, "Nice try." The moment got even funnier when the host jokingly pointed out the irony of Kylie dodging questions while hosting a podcast, literally called Not Gonna Lie. Kylie leaned right into the joke, confirming that while honesty is her brand, staying out of family group chat trouble is her superpower. Insiders say the exchange felt playful, not tense, and it was obvious Kylie knew exactly how to keep things light without spilling a single crumb of confidential wedding intel.
You're not gonna lie.
Yes.
I know.
Not gonna lie.
I know you're not gonna get yourself in trouble
Never.
either.
She also made it very clear that excitement levels in the Kelce household are off the charts. Sources say Kylie emphasized how much the family is looking forward to celebrating the couple, making it less about dates and logistics and more about vibes, joy, and champagne eventually being popped. As a mom of four who has mastered chaos management, Kylie appeared fully prepared to show up, celebrate hard, and then disappear before answering follow-up questions. This isn't the first time Kylie has played supportive hype woman without crossing into overshare territory. When the engagement news broke back in August 2025, she was openly emotional and genuinely happy for Travis and Taylor, sharing how excited the family was to see them take that next step. That energy hasn't changed. What has changed is the level of global obsession surrounding every tiny detail of their relationship, which explains why Kylie is now handling wedding questions like a seasoned PR pro with a smile and a lockbox. And while Kylie was dodging wedding questions like a seasoned pro, the next layer of this saga quietly shifts from playful secrecy to full-on lockdown mode, because behind the smiles and coy answers, Travis and Taylor are apparently planning this thing like it's a classified operation. The vibes have officially moved from maybe someday to this is happening, don't blink, and the energy now feels less rom-com and more high-security briefing. Sources close to the situation describe the wedding planning as next-level precise, the kind that makes color-coded spreadsheets look chaotic. The date is locked in, the guest list is sealed tighter than a playoff playbook, and everyone involved is reportedly getting very specific instructions well in advance. Think arrival windows, coordinated travel, and yes, paperwork that makes it crystal clear that loose lips are not welcome. NDAs are apparently part of the deal because nothing kills a fairy tale faster than a blurry phone pic leaking at the wrong time.
Who invited you to her wedding?
I can say nothing.
That means it's happening.
I've signed so many NDAs.
What's wild is that despite two of the most recognizable people on the planet tying the knot, the whole thing is being handled with surprising restraint. This isn't about flexing or putting on a massive public spectacle. It's about control, privacy, and making sure the moment stays theirs. No random surprises, no unnecessary chaos, and absolutely no freelancing guests trying to steal the spotlight. Taylor, according to those familiar with the planning, wants everything intentional and smooth, and Travis is completely aligned with that mindset. The security element is also being taken very seriously. Protection and coordination are baked into every decision, not because of drama, but because constant attention is just part of their everyday reality. This isn't paranoia, it's logistics. When your lives exist under a microscope, privacy doesn't happen by accident, it happens by planning, a lot of planning. While everyone else is either speculating or spiraling, Kylie is running the ultimate communication masterclass. Kylie has basically become the family's unofficial firewall, calmly absorbing questions, deflecting curiosity, and doing it all with a smile that somehow makes people feel entertained instead of shut down. What makes her approach fascinating is that this isn't someone who's usually vague or guarded. Kylie is famously blunt about the stuff that actually matters in everyday life. She talks openly about parenting chaos, admits marriage isn't all sunshine and coordinated outfits, and has no problem sharing the unfiltered realities of pregnancy, including food aversions that don't care how famous the chef is. That's why her silence here feels intentional, not evasive. When Kylie doesn't talk, it's because she's choosing not to, not because she doesn't know what to say. Her podcast persona adds another layer of irony to the whole thing. Hosting a show built around honesty while simultaneously refusing to give wedding details could feel contradictory, but somehow it just works. Kylie's version of honesty isn't about spilling family secrets, it's about being real where it counts and protective where it matters. That balance is rare and honestly kind of impressive in a world where oversharing is the default setting. Sources also suggest Kylie understands something a lot of public figures don't. Mystery builds anticipation. Every calm shrug, every playful non-answer, every polite dodge only makes the wedding feel bigger, not smaller. By refusing to engage in the countdown culture, she's helping keep the moment special, controlled, and very much off limits to the internet's detective squad. That's all for this video, folks. We'll see you next time.